and welcome to Credit Talk, Kids Edition, Special Edition. We are here live tonight. Hello, everybody. I have very special guests tonight, Olivia and Emily. They're here to ask and answer some questions regarding credit. So we do want to let our audience know this is a live call-in show, and our number is 312-738-1060. And that number you can give a call now if you want to ask some questions to get on. You can ask me, you could ask Emily, Olivia, because they're very knowledgeable. They've heard their daddy speak many times at the Help Center about credit and what it's all about. So, with that to say, let's go to some questions that I've put together, they put together, and educate you and your children. If there's children out there, please get them in right now to watch the TV, because this is stuff that they really need to know, especially down the line. Okay. So, what is a credit report?
It's like a report card. It shows how much money you owe.
That is true. It's like a report card. Basically, it's going to show the money that you owe to department stores, credit cards. It's also going to show how you pay. If you pay on time, if you pay late. Paying late is not good, by the way. No. Or if you don't pay at all, it goes to a thing called a collection agency. And that's not good. Emily, let me ask you this. Who are the three credit reporting companies?
The three credit reporting companies are TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax.
Exactly. Those are the three major companies that report your credit. Wow, guys, look, we already have a call. Let's go to our first caller. Hello, caller.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay, pretty good. I just got a question here, especially since you got the kids on. I'd like to know, how old do you have to be to have bad credit?
Ooh. Wow. Well, let me ask, do you guys know?
I don't think so.
So, really, there's no age. When you have credit cards, you could be, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit as well, so I don't want to give away some of the answers, but if you have credit, you could be as young as, 16 or so, and if you don't pay your bills, but most of the credit card companies are going to issue credit cards around 18 or so, but that's why we always tell our young viewers out there to pay your bills on time. Don't abuse your credit cards either.
Oh, okay, thanks. Okay.
Thank you for the call. So that was very interesting. Bad credit doesn't discriminate. It takes all ages.
Yes.
Okay, our next question. Olivia, what is a credit card?
It's a way to pay for things. It's a way to pay for things.
Well, yes. Emily, can you enlighten that a little bit about a credit card? What else do they call it? When do we use credit cards, Emily?
Well, just when you have to pay for things or buy.
At what kind of stores, though?
Anywhere almost, like clothing stores, grocery stores.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So a credit card is going to be, they call them like plastic sometimes, and you use it in stores. You give the man, the lady, the credit card. They'll charge it, so at the end of the month, the bank will send you a statement, and it's going to basically show you all the places that you have made your purchases at. And when you have to return goods too, like, did you guys have to return anything from Christmas or exchange?
Yeah, a few clothes didn't fit me right.
Okay. So what they do is then if you put it on your credit card, they're going to give you a credit, and it's going to go right back on your credit card. So that's, very good as well. Our next question. Olivia, how old do you have to be to get a debit card?
I'm not sure, about maybe 15, 16? I don't really know.
Emily, what do you think?
Well, you actually can be 13 to get a debit card.
Debit card. Exactly, because we actually checked some banks, me and Emily, and talked to them about debit cards and the programs. And like Emily said, they told us about 13 is where they start. Let's go to our next call. Hello, caller. Do you have for one of the Emily or Olivia?
Yes. I have a question for Olivia. What is the difference between Apple Pay and a credit card?
So I think Apple Pay is through your phone more, and a credit card is like a credit card. You can hold it, and it's on your phone is Apple Pay. I'm pretty sure.
You are right. And a credit card, I'm sorry?
Which one is better?
Well, they're actually this. Emily, Olivia, what are your thoughts?
I think they're about the same. They're both practically the same thing, except one's on your phone and one's a literal thing.
Which one do you have, miss?
Neither.
Oh, you don't have one yet? Are you 13 yet?
No, my name
Oh, okay. You become 13. What?
My name is Addison Clement, and I'm 9 years old.
9. Okay, so you're too young for a credit card or debit card. So when you become 13, you can go to the bank with your parents and they can get you a debit card. And that's going to create some good spending habits. I hope you had a good Christmas. Do you have any other questions for our viewers? Emily knows a lot of stuff too.
No, thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
That was an excellent call. So
That's good.
Apple Pay and a credit card really are the same thing. Now, actually, as you girls have seen before, I like Apple Pay.
Yes.
Why? Because
It's easy. If you forget your credit card in the car or something, you just have it on your phone.
what other? And Emily, when we were at Target the other night, remember when you were using the credit card? Did you have to swipe it or put it in the machine?
Well, you can put it in the machine.
You had to put it in the machine because it was a chip. So there's the chips on these cards. But the problem, the chips are designed for safety features. And they're good, but they take so much longer. You go up with Apple Pay. I take my iPhone out. I put my finger on it for the password. And it rings. And it's so much faster. And the man over at Jewel the other day was telling me the same thing. He really likes the Apple Pay because it is so much quicker.
And I actually have a question. What is the difference between a debit card and a credit card?
Well, do you know, Olivia? If you don't, I can tell you.
I think the difference between a debit card and a credit card, I'm not really sure. You can take this one down.
Well, thank you. The difference is a credit card, you're going to make your charges, and at the end of the month, they send you what's called a statement. It's going to list all your charges everywhere you went. Like yours would probably be Petco, Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us,
Dairy Queen.
Emily, Dick's Sporting Goods, Lululemon, Dick's Sporting Goods, and on and on. So, and then you pay one place. So you pay the bank that. A debit card is when you have money in the bank and it's going to come right out of your account. And it will be...
Oh, it looks like we have another caller.
Oh my gosh, okay. Let's go to our next call. Hello, caller, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well, thank you.
Excellent.
I heard you were talking about debit cards for kids starting at 13. Do you know if there's a way to put some type of limit or restrictions on those cards when it's for someone who's 13 years old?
There is actually, and we were just discussing this at the bank.
Yes.
Do you remember any of that, Emily, or...?
You can.
Okay. So what the nice thing about that is you can put limits on it. They're only allowed to charge X amount a day. And the nice thing, which I think is very good about a kid's debit card versus an adult debit card, if you have $200 in the account and they try to make a purchase for $250, it's going to get declined. If an adult makes we were talking about this, if an adult makes a purchase and there's $200 in and $250, they'll let the $250 go through. Or even worse, let's say it's $200 and they make a purchase for $210, they will let that go through on an adult credit card. At kids, they won't. And on an adult card, they will charge you, I think it was somewhere like $39 to do that, just because you went $10 over. So a kid's debit card is really actually very, very good. And we were discussing this too. That reason the other one with the adult, that's how banks make money, are fees. But go to your major banks do have these programs, and you have to bring in some ID, bring their school ID in, obviously know their social security number, and they'll give you the child's debit card. But it's an excellent way for young people to get introduced to the world of banking. Okay, so that was really a good question.
That was a good question,
I
yeah.
like that one. So we discussed what the difference between a credit card and a debit card is, and let's talk about credit scores. You guys have heard me talk about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what exactly is a credit score?
I think a good credit score.
Well, what is a credit score? Not what is a good credit score.
Okay.
Do you know?
You can take some.
You know the answer, but a credit score is basically it's like a report card. So when you get good grades, you get A's, and it's like credit. If you have an A, a high credit score, you're going to have an A. So the good thing about that is that it will give you much better, lower rates. And rates are, you guys might be a little too young to understand this right now, but interest rates. So the bank charges you money to borrow money. Or when you use credit cards, they charge money. So the better your credit is, the lower interest you're going to have to pay. And if your credit is not as good, besides calling the help center, of course, you're going to have to pay higher interest rates or even get turned out. So I did make a little chart here, and Olivia is going to discuss some of these numbers.
So a good credit score is 660 to 699. An excellent credit score is 760 to 850. And a poor credit score is 580 to 619.
Oh my gosh, we don't want to go. And let me ask you a question though. If you're at a low credit score, we're not going to call it bad because that's kind of harsh. Emily, what do you suggest when you have low credit scores? Who are you going to call?
Call the health center.
Okay, that is true. And we are, Olivia, maybe duck down a little bit so everybody can see the phone number. That is the Help Center phone number down there, 773-862-4000. So if you don't want to discuss your credit situation on the air, which happens a lot, we get tons of voicemails when we get back to the center tomorrow, and we will answer those questions then. Let's see what else we got. Oh boy, we got a bunch of questions here. Emily,
So how many credit cards can you have?
That's a good question. You can have, really, as long as the banks keep issuing, I've seen people with like 20, 30 credit cards, which is really not good. You don't want to have that many credit cards because that's when it gets out of control. That means you have 20 different places to pay. You're going to pay interest on these cards. And then, not to mention, what if you pay it late? Is that good or bad, Emily?
Oh, that's not very good.
And what happens then is it will get reported on your credit report as a late payment. Olivia, are late payments good or bad?
I don't think they're that good.
No, they're not. They're bad. Evil. Right. So you don't want to have late payments. What else do you have to...
Can I use my Macy's credit card at Old Navy?
Of course not. You can't do that because... That's called a department store card for everybody that is out there. And there's a difference between a Visa and MasterCard and a department store card. As many of you know who have watched this show in the past, I'm not a fan of department store cards just for that reason because you have too many places to pay. And they can get lost. They get lost in the mail, late payments, and possibly not paying it at all. And... No, it's not good. So, and you cannot use, if you have a Macy's credit card, you can only use it at Macy's. If you have an Old Navy card, you can only use it at Old Navy. But if you have a Visa card, you can use it at both. And wouldn't it be better just to use one card everywhere else and get...
Be a little easier.
Yeah. And you get rewards for it. What do we do with reward points a lot of times?
Well, you can use them to buy other things.
To buy, like, free airplane tickets.
Yeah. That's what you
Good.
see a lot is airplane tickets.
Get that Hawaii trip you've always dreamed of.
That is true because it's very expensive to go to Hawaii. Very, very expensive.
So which is better to use, a credit card or cash?
Well, that's a good question. There's differences. You know, cash is always good because when you use cash, you're not going to put yourself in debt. You're not going to owe money. You're not going to have to be paying out to people. And sometimes people don't watch it and they have charged too much and now they owe more than they have. With cash, you know, if you have $200, you spend the $200 and that's all you got, so you're not going to get in trouble. But there's pros and cons to cash and credit cards as well. The problem is if you have cash and you lose it, is that good or bad?
That's not very
like,
good.
If you lose on the street, the street is its new home. You're not really getting it back.
And what happens if you find $20 on the street and there's nobody around?
It's your lucky day.
It's your lucky day is right. Now, if you find a credit card that has my name, Todd Stern, on it, you know that it belongs. And maybe Todd Stern's your neighbor, and he's going to return it. So, yeah.
Also, can I buy a car with a credit card?
Well, most likely not. You're not going to be able to pay for the full amount with a credit card, but a lot of times the dealerships will let you put a couple $1,000s on a credit card. Maybe a deposit, small amounts, because there's a big fee that the car dealerships would have to pay to purchase a car on a credit card.
What if somebody steals my credit card? Do I have to pay?
That's one benefit of the credit card versus the cash. You know, if you have credit cards and you lose it or it gets stolen, the thing is you call up the credit card company and you just tell them that you lost it or it got stolen.
And they'll freeze your account instantly.
Exactly, and then you're not responsible for any of those
And that
charges.
thief can't buy the pony he wanted.
Oh, that's not good. Maybe he wanted the pony.
Also, how do I get a credit card?
That is an excellent question. How do you get a credit card? Well, there's a couple ways. Obviously, you see all that stuff that comes in the mail from all these different banks. Those are solicitations, they call them. And you fill out applications and you can send them in. Or what I even like to do is go online if you're going to do a credit card, because that way it's a lot more secure. Well, hopefully. I wouldn't do it on a public access at Starbucks and fill out things. But at least you know you're doing it online and you usually get a response right away. So that's good. Plus, again, when you're doing it in the mail, you got to put your Social Security number down. What if it gets lost and somebody finds it? Do you want somebody having your Social Security number?
No, not really.
No, you don't.
And also, do I need a job to get a credit card?
Well, yes, you do, because when you apply for credit, they're going to ask you, what is your income? How much money do you make? If you put 0, they're not going to want to give you a credit card because they're going to say, hey, they can't pay it back, so why would I want to give them a credit card? So, yes, it's really, really important to have a job and get a credit card. And don't try lying either, because that's not good. And then the problem is if you don't have a job and you start making these charges, how are you going to pay it back? And you might ruin your credit because you can't. So, it's important. So, question for you guys. Let's talk about good. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have a question?
Yes, I actually do have a question for you.
Okay.
So, what if for your credit card, you have your credit card, and you lost it, but you don't really realize you lost it, and people take more money off it? Does your credit go, bad down for that? Does your report, your credit score go down just for that?
It can. Yes, it can. That's called credit fraud. That's when fraud means when somebody has stole your information, your credit card, and they start using charges. But you're not responsible for those charges. And a lot of times, it happened to me about a month ago. I got a call from the bank saying that there were some charges from a Walmart in downstate Illinois, which I was not at. So right away, they put a freeze on that credit card. And then what they do is they issue you a new credit card. So, yes, you're not responsible, but you want to catch that immediately. And as we tell people, you want to check your credit report at least how many times a year, Emily? How many times do you think? Take a guess.
5.
Well, 5 might be a little too many,
3.
but two times a year. And there's a lot of stuff out there that you can get, credit monitoring. And actually one of the major banks now, I just noticed the other day, they're offering free credit scores and monitoring as well. What else type of good things can you do for your credit, Olivia?
buy what you can pay for is really important.
That is true. So what that means is if you can't afford a $1,000 television, get the $300 one, which you can afford, right?
If you can't afford the $1,000 pony, get the 500,000 pony. $500.
Is this a hint? She wants a pony? Huh?
Yes, please.
Where are we going to keep it is the question.
The garage.
Oh, okay. What else? What else do you do? Emily, tell me something.
Well, you can also pay your bills on time. That's very good.
That's real important because if you don't pay your bills on time, unfortunately, you're going to get late payments on your credit report. And if you make too many late payments, do you think they're going to give you more credit down the line?
No.
No. Exactly. They won't give you any more. So you want to pay your bills on time. You can pay them online too. You know, like the olden days, we had to write checks and stick them in the mail. I mean, you can still do that, but I don't like that. I like the new old computer techie stuff. Now, there's other people in my family that might like to mail stuff. We've talked about that.
Looking at you, Mama.
Yeah. What else? Let's see. Anything else you can add to that?
Also, don't overextend yourself.
Exactly. In other words, don't buy too much. Don't buy that 55-inch TV. You should buy the 35-inch TV if it's cheaper, and that's not going to, put you in debt.
The pony.
Oh, yeah, he's this pony. So, guys, what do you do if you have bad credit?
Call the help center at
Where?
773-862-4000, and that was Credit Talk.
Wow, that was, how many shows here on Public Access actually have a little entertainment and dancers at the same time? Okay, so first of all, we're coming to the end of our show, and I do want to thank everybody for watching. Now sit down, please, or you can stay out of the shot, whatever. Okay, you can come back.
I'm back.
Okay, so my co-host here. So listen, I just want to thank everybody. This is actually our last show of the quarter, and I want to thank the whole CAN TV staff. They have been absolutely fabulous. We really appreciate everything, the hard work that everybody's putting in here. It's a lot of fun. It's for a great cause, great people, and one other public service information is
Happy New Year!
So yes, it is New Year's. So coming up on Saturday night, is it? I think Saturday night or Sunday night. I can't remember.
One of those days.
Yeah, one of those. I think it's Sunday night actually. So be careful out there. Not too much, drinking and driving, right? Is apple cider's okay?
Too
though, right?
much sparkling cider.
Yeah, sparkling cider. Well, the children's kind is okay, not the adult kind. You want to be very careful with that. But again, we want to thank everybody for watching
And
this.
call.
And again, if you have any questions and you did not get through, feel free to give us a call right now at the Help Center at 773-862-4000. Leave your name and number. We'll get back to you tomorrow. Yes, we are in the office during the holiday season at the Help Center. It's really important. And again, thank you for watching. And we will see you next season. Have a great night.
Bye. See you in 2017.
Yes.